It's no secret, the average American and the average American family is living paycheck to paycheck and doesn't really know how to manage their funds. Sometimes it's just mismanagement of funds that gets them into this paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Now, I'm not gonna sell you guys a course here. I'm not telling you need to go make more money. In this video, I'm just gonna give you a routine that you need to follow if you're paycheck to paycheck, which will get you out of paycheck to life. And it really focuses on the psychology of money and spending. And you don't really need to change anything other than habits and a few other aspects of just like basic math, let's say, that will get you out of the cycle and create a little bit of buffer. And it really won't be that painful to do. So if you find yourself in this position or you just want to be better with your finances, please watch the video. You will learn something here. I promise you, no matter how good you are, this will change your frame of reference between the psychology of spending, your bills, how you view money. You're gonna learn something here. Before we get too far into it, I would love if you guys could subscribe to the channel. The channel needs some love. I've put out hundreds of videos for you guys where you guys can learn entrepreneurship, personal finance, making money, everything you need to know. It's all free content. All I ask is please hit the subscribe button. And if you like the video, comment below, let me know, and give it a thumbs up. All right, we're gonna break you into two pieces. We're gonna give two kind of routines that you need to do every single time you get a paycheck, because not everyone is in the perfect situation every time, but I can split people up generally into two buckets. You've got the bucket where you're literally struggling, right? If you find yourself, you've got nothing room, maybe you're negative every paycheck, you're basically in the hole. You have a little bit less room to maneuver. And then we're gonna have the bucket of there's a little bit left over every paycheck, but it's tight. Or, this bucket could be you got some extra money, right? So we're gonna look at both situations a little bit differently. So situation number one, you've got very, very, very little money. It's hard to get out of it, right? In this situation, right, this is the easiest one because we want to get you into this situation. You're gonna just hunker down and continue. The unfortunate part with this situation is for about a month, you need to save just a little bit of money. You need to look at your habits and save a little bit of money. And I told you guys this wouldn't be the case, but in this situation, you're stuck, right? I mean, you feel it. I don't have to tell you guys, you're stuck, right? So you need to save a little bit of money. You need to check your spending just a little bit. You just, I know that feels impossible, but there's room to scrape, and you need to maybe, if you can't do that, earn a little bit of money, do a little bit of extra work, mow someone's lawn. I know that sounds crazy. We're just looking to get a couple $100s, right? Because a couple $100s could be the difference between paying a credit card or anything like that, right? So that is extremely critical, right? The reason that you're doing that is you're trying to get into the second bucket, right? What is the best paycheck routine for somebody that has a little bit extra and has the freedom to figure out when they pay for their bills? And that's what's most important is most people look at their paychecks as I'm gonna pay part of my bills or my bills from that paycheck, and then the remainder of that paycheck is my money, right? That's where my money gets to go. That's what I get to spend, right? But it creates this fallacy that during certain paycheck cycles, there's free income or free money, right? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend your money, right? But what it can do is it can inflate the amount of money you feel like you have to spend, right? So let's say you're in one paycheck cycle and you pay bills that represent 75% of your income, and then you have 25% left. But your next paycheck cycle, right, you have bills that represent 95% of that paycheck and you have 5%. If you're being paid every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a lifestyle inflation for half of your time and a lifestyle deflation half your time. But you and me are the same. It's impossible to change our lifestyle to be like, oh, I'm gonna live in a different way every 2 weeks. So what ends up happening is you get this debt cycle, right? That is how debt is accumulated and how just bad spending habits accumulate in the United States, right? Statistically, we know this. Data confirms this. So what are we gonna do, right? So no matter how you're gonna get paid, right? You wanna find yourself into a situation where bills are paid first, right? For the first couple months, this is going to be uncomfortable. We want to get to the end of the month where all bills are paid first. And then if you have extra money, you can choose where that money is allocated, right? And we'll talk about that at the end of the video on how to allocate that money. But until you can get to that point, right, the first month or two might be uncomfortable. You might not be able to go out to dinner. You might not be able to go out to the bar or get drinks with friends or whatever it is. But get yourself to the point where all your bills are paid first so you can understand how much money at the end of the month, we're gonna look at things monthly here, you actually have. And then you'll understand what is my power to save for retirement, to save for goals that I have, to invest, to have fun with. And when you can see your money that way, that change just with what we talked about, you will spend your money differently, you know? And a lot of people have problems saving, right? They're looking at their smaller paycheck and they're like, well, my bills were this much in this cycle and I have this much left over. I want to save 10% for retirement, but it's a lot of money here. And they're forgetting at the other end, right? So Americans go through this like up and down of what they appear to have, let's say, or what they think they might have, but it's not a reality view of their situation. So what we're trying to do is give you an actual view and not, a set of waves, right? Imagine a beach and waves coming in. They're not coming in flat. If they were coming in flat, you know exactly what's going to happen every time. But if they're coming in like waves, it's different. There's highs and there's lows. We want to make that flat, right? We want to understand and get everything paid, and then we'll have our extra. And then we get everything paid, and then we'll have our extra. That change, both in mindset and process, will change everything for you. For those of you that are really struggling right now, getting to that point is going to be a lot harder because you're going to realize you need to move your payments slowly. As you save a little bit, make a little bit, you're going to move your payments. That first paycheck you get, theoretically, for all Americans statistically, should be entirely to bills. But if you do this system, that 2-week period where your paycheck is going entirely to bills, you'll have some extra money from the paycheck before, because that second paycheck, you're going to have more money available. But when you look at it as that more money available is your money for the month, you are going to treat it differently, you're going to spend it differently, and you're going to save it differently. And if you just did that, your entire financial situation will change. Once you've gotten to that point, you can then make the decision, do I need to save more? Do I need to earn more? Whatever it is. But just making that change without putting extra work in, without cutting in rice and beans life, just making that change will change everything for you. If you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know. Please try it and come back in a few months and let me know how it landed with you guys in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.